Well, good morning. This is the election board's traditional pre-election press conference where we release both statistics pertaining to early in-office voting and absentee voting, as well as provide information to registered voters in Allen County on issues that we deem important and unique to this particular election.
Sir, would you introduce yourself on camera, please?
Sure. Zach Klutz, Allen County Election Board. Therese Brown, Clerk of the Courts, Allen County Election Board. Andrew Boxberger, Allen County Election Board. Is that adequate?
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Very good.
First, let's release some data with respect to absentee ballots. The deadline to request an absentee ballot has passed. That was October 25th at 12 midnight. So voters are no longer able to vote by absentee ballot if they have not already requested a ballot from our office. The deadline to return the absentee ballots, if you have requested one and received a ballot, is 12 noon on Election Day, November 2nd. As of 8 a.m. today, we have received 6,700 applications for absentee ballots. To give that into some historic perspective, in the last midterm election, as of this date, we had 6,500 requests. So the voting public is very, very predictable. We also have, as of today, 2,127 ballots outstanding that have not been returned to us. That equates to about 35% of the absentee ballots that have been sent have not yet been returned. Again, the predictability of the voting public, as of this time in the last midterm elections, 33% were still outstanding. So that's the information we have with respect to absentee ballot voting. Early in-office voting is gaining popularity. As of 8 a.m. today, we had 3,312 voters who have utilized the early voting option at the City-County building. That is a dramatic increase from 2006, when at this time we had 1,247. Now, it is a significant decrease from the last presidential election, where we had over 11,000 people vote in the City-County building. So, voters, if they were not able to request an absentee ballot in the time period prescribed, and they know they can't vote at the polls on Election Day, they still are able to vote early at the City-County building. In-office voting will take place yet today until 4:30 p.m. all the way through Friday, 4:30. We will have in-office voting October 30th, which is Saturday, from 8 to 3 p.m. And our final day for voters to vote early in office is Monday, November 1st, from 8 to noon, at which time early voting will be cut off, and any voter who wishes to vote will have to vote at the polls. Election Day voting and polling locations. Polls will be open from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. We would encourage voters to visit the Allen County Election Board's website. While this will not confirm whether they're registered or not, it will provide them information as to where their polling location is located. It will allow them to review a sample ballot that is specific to their precinct, and it will allow them to view a picture of their voting location, as well as watch a video to prepare themselves on how to use the voting machines. That is all available at our website, and the website address is in the press release. With respect to ballot review, this is a fairly unique ballot compared to prior elections. Specifically, we have a state constitutional amendment question. It is a lengthy question. It encompasses approximately 2 paragraphs on the ballot. The fact that it has 2 paragraphs on the ballot may make some voters think that they vote twice, because there's 2 specific areas. You vote once. The second issue that we would like to inform voters about is that the poll workers at Election Day will not be able to answer questions specific to this constitutional amendment. They will not be able to answer questions as to what effect does this amendment have, or to interpret the amendment itself. While the poll workers will certainly be able to inform the voters on how to vote using the machine, they will not be able to respond to questions from the voters as to the effect or meaning of the constitutional question. Again, the sample ballots are on our website, and we encourage voters to utilize the website and become familiar with the question itself. The second issue that's unique to this ballot is the fact that if a registered voter is within the 3rd Congressional District, this U.S. Congressional District, this office is on the ballot twice. The first ballot, the first place of the ballot is for the winning candidate to serve the remaining term of the now vacant 3rd District seat, which extends until January 3rd, 2011. Presumably, the winner of the first spot on the ballot to fulfill the vacancy will be sworn in within 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks of the election, and serve until January 3rd, 2011, I believe at noon. The office is on the ballot a second time, and that is to fulfill the term beginning January 3rd, 2011 through January 3rd, 2013. We have had in early voting some voters ask questions with respect to why this is on the ballot twice, and we have been training our election workers on how to respond to this on election day when voters ask a similar question. The last thing we would say is that, again, this is probably the 3rd election that the voter ID law is in effect, but we encourage voters to become familiar with what IDs are acceptable at the polling locations. And again, that information is on the Indiana Secretary of State's website. I believe it may be on ours. There are 4 criteria for the photo ID. It must include a photo of the voter. It must include a name that conforms to the voter registration record. It need not be identical, but it must conform. It must include an expiration date that is at least after November 4th, 2008. An expired photo ID is acceptable so long as it expires sometime after November 4th, 2008. And finally, it must be issued by the state of Indiana or the United States government. With respect to election results, the Allen County Election Board will be receiving election results at the City County Building on election night. We will be emailing election results as they are tabulated, probably on a half-hour to 45-minute interval. We'll also be posting them on the Allen County website. Nothing else, I appreciate this. This information is really, in our minds, important that the public receives it and prepares for election day, so we thank you for coming. Thank you.
What is the room set up for with all the phones and everything?
This is the headquarters for us on the night before election as well as election day.
Okay.
The boxes that you see behind you are the materials that the poll workers will take with them the morning of election. They will receive it this Saturday, and then they maintain it until Tuesday morning where they take the polls. This is the poll books and all the equipment needed to run a precinct.
We call it Command Central. This is where we bunker and get all the phone
Gotcha.
calls.
But thanks, guys.
Thank you.